Team SSC commands a powerful array of skills that will deliver a lower total cost, higher availability, lowest total risk ship-to-shore connector. And they'll do this by employing state-of-the-practice hovercraft, marine, and rotorcraft technologies focused on the needs of the warfighter. Team SSC is dedicated to being customer-focused and mission-ready. But what does that really mean, and what is it about Team SSC that makes it so uniquely qualified to deliver this next-generation air cushion vehicle that is so vital to the nation's amphibious force? We went looking for answers from Team SSC members, seasoned professionals with vast experience in engineering, systems integration, vessel construction, and naval warfare.
You know, I think it's important that any acquisition program has a partnership between the customer and the industry team. In this case, the Navy and Team SSC. The way you develop that is by developing trust early on through honest and open communication. Well, I think one of the things you have to do is you have to make sure the Navy understands your processes. Navy understands how you're taking a systems engineering approach. You fully include them in all of your reviews. When there are issues, you don't try to hide them. You bring them forward right away. Inevitably, in any major acquisition program, there are issues that come up, and you know, it doesn't get better with age. It's not like wine. So you want to make sure you're forthright and honest, and have the open kimono, if you will, view and relationship with the customer of the U.S. Navy.
He is integral. He's part of it, and I think that they really respect that, and ultimately it creates a better craft or a better ship.
The government and the industry team then can work to solve the problem.
We have all the processes in place to do what they're asking us to do, to fabricate the type of craft that they're asking us to fabricate, to do it in the time that they're asking us to do it in, and to do it at the quality that they're asking us to do it in. We have a pedigree that we can show them, past history with the Navy, that is showing that we have built craft on time, on budget, on schedule, and they just work.
The SSC will be built at Marinette Marine's Aluminum Center of Excellence in Green Bay, Wisconsin, where they've taken modular construction to new heights. With purpose-designed lean manufacturing facilities and extensive experience in aluminum construction, Team SSC is perfectly positioned for success.
We believe that we're one of the premier shipbuilders for both the United States Navy and the Coast Guard, and where we take that from is the recognition that we've been on time, on schedule, the lean and the Six Sigma approach and the design for construction, the modularity that's built into ships, a special purpose type facility for doing that type of work. And we feel it's very similar to what the ship-to-shore connector is going to require.
But the total cost of the SSC program extends far beyond detailed design and construction costs. Total ownership costs through thousands of service hours and hundreds of missions is the true measurement of SSC program success.
So it's the cost of construction, it's the cost of maintaining the craft through the years, it's the cost of the fuel that is used to run the craft, and it is a number of what did that asset cost you to own over its whole life. So 2/3 of the craft's cost is in the out years after the craft is constructed. The initial design of the craft dictates heavily, obviously, what that's going to be in the after the craft is fabricated. And so if you do a good job up front of designing the craft, picking pieces of equipment, designing systems that are robust and easy to maintain, you affect very heavily what happens on the back end.
I believe, put simply, then Griffon Hoverwork is one of the leading hovercraft design and manufacturers in the world, and the company itself brings enormous amount of knowledge and experience, which we believe will add value to Team SSC.
We've invested tens of thousands of hours on each of these service life extensions. We take one of these craft totally apart, strip it down bare, put it back together again, and we've learned tremendous things that are going to help us make the ship-to-shore connector easier to maintain, cheaper to maintain, and more reliable over its service life. In short, we're going to make the ship-to-shore connector a better craft than the LCAC ever was.
Well, Marinette has put together a a team that really spans the entire craft. We have propulsion components that are very critical. We have the C4N systems that are very critical, and we have a hull that is also very critical in design. So you look at Marinette Marine, have been building ships for over 50 years. They have built probably 1,400 ships for various applications. Currently we're building a response boat medium, which is an aluminum hulled ship. Fits right very nicely into the aluminum hulled SSC. We'll take those lessons that we have learned out of that program and roll them over. We also have Griffin Hoverwork, the premier hoverwork manufacturer in the world. The only one right now building hovercrafts for military applications. They're building some for the Indian Coast Guard, about 20 to 25. They have 3 of them already under construction. The other point with Griffin is that they bring the ability to actually test some of the principles that we'll be using in the SSC for the integrated flight control system. We've already used them to develop some of the initial algorithms, and when we get the flight control system ready, we'll go and use that craft to test it out and to make sure that the dynamics of motion are proper. And then we have General Electric, who aircraft engine manufacturer that's world-renowned, bringing the GE-38 engine, which is also the engine that will be replaced on the U.S. Navy's Sea Stallion helicopter. So there'll be some synergy in the amphibious ready groups with that unit. And also they have built this engine so that it's very fuel efficient and will reduce the total life cycle cost of the SSC in fuel consumption. Oceaneering was probably the 4th major member of our team. They have been performing all of the LCAC SLEPs, the service life extensions of the existing LCACs, to get their service life to the point that the SSC can come and replace them without any gap in capability for the Navy. Oceaneering clearly understands the maintenance and maintainability issues with the current LCAC, and as we design the SSC, we'll take their knowledge and incorporate those things into the SSC that will reduce overall life cycle costs of the platform. And then finally we have Lockheed Martin. Lockheed Martin is the U.S. Navy's C4N supplier and integrator. All of the Aegis combat systems have Lockheed Martin integrated systems on it, and they brought their technical knowledge to make that the premier warship in the world. They're also providing integration for the National Security Cutter for the Coast Guard, and we have brought them on board this team to do the C4N integration for the SSC. The third piece is the integrated flight control system, which is a new element for the SSC. The LCAC, which SSC is replacing, did not have this integrated flight control system. That's all going to be integrated into a flight control system, which will tremendously cut down on training costs.
So that's our case. 5 world-class companies with distinguished reputations and impeccable credentials have teamed for this mission. Team SSC members have been designing, delivering, and supporting hovercraft and SSC-relevant machinery and C4N systems since LCACs were last designed more than 30 years ago. They bring extraordinary expertise and some of the best engineering minds on the planet, and a track record of delivering on time and within contracted costs on a wide range of large, complex defense contracts. They're committed to a total partnership approach with the Navy and pledge to provide openness and integrity in all interactions. Consider the advantages. Oceaneering's real-world experience with LCAC maintenance and SLEP upgrade integration to address issues of corrosion control, vibration reduction, and the top 25 LCAC R&M design improvements. Griffin Hoverworks' state-of-the-practice hovercraft design, manufacturing, and worldwide support capabilities. GE Marine's excellence in propulsion integration and in designing and building the world's most technologically advanced engine systems. Lockheed Martin's platform integration experience, spanning air, sea, land, space, undersea, and homeland security applications, and their reputation as a premier provider of proven maritime C4N systems and solutions. Marinette Marine's lean manufacturing experience, their climate-controlled facilities, and their current aluminum craft fabrication expertise. No team is better prepared. No team has more experience. No team is more focused on customer satisfaction. And no team can deliver a craft with lower cost, higher availability, and superior global lifecycle support. Team SSC, we're focused on the client. We're ready for the mission.